Hello, Spartans. My name is Keith Hennig, and it's my privilege and pleasure to serve as principal of Skyline High School. I would like to personally welcome you to our Student of the Quarter presentation, which is an opportunity for us to highlight and recognize and honor some of the great things our students have been doing the first few months of school. Here at Skyline, we have what we call the learner profile, which is a set of 11 characteristics or 11 traits that we ask our students to follow. And this quarter, we sent an email out a few weeks ago to staff and asking staff to send in nominations of students who fit one of 3 characteristics that we picked. And this quarter, we are looking for students that are either caring, students that are inquirers, or students that are courageous. And we had a lot of staff members that sent us names of students that fit one of those characteristics. And today is that opportunity for us to honor them. To tell you the truth, it's one of my most favorite days on campus to look and hear about the great things that students are doing here at Skyline. So here in a second, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Barron, who's going to introduce our students that were nominated under the Caring Learner Profile characteristics. I really appreciate you being here. And I'll turn it over to Ms. Barron. It's all yours.
Hi, my name is Alana Barron, and I'm an assistant principal at Skyline High School. Welcome to our Student of the Quarter celebration. My pleasure to introduce students who have been nominated this quarter for being caring. Students who are caring show empathy, compassion, and respect. They have a commitment to service and act to make a positive difference in the lives of others and the world that surrounds them. Our first student of the quarter is Tyler Allred. Ms. Bronson has nominated Tyler because he always cares for the classroom technology and makes sure laptops are placed in the correct place and plugged in. Thanks, Tyler. That's so helpful. Next up, we have Ramses Briones-Rodriguez. Ms. Varsa nominates Ramses because he has shown true compassion and kindness by helping a new student transition to Skyline. Ramses removed language barriers when he interpreted in Ms. Varsa's meet and greet session. He helped her and his new friend figure out several school-related matters. Thank you, Ramses. Next, we have Athena Burke-Bravo. Ms. Landis nominates Athena because of her daily visits to the main office to pick up fruit from lunchtime. She then delivers it to animals at the Sammamish Animal Sanctuary. Thanks for caring. Here we have Kate Colbourne. Mr. Caffey would like to give a shout out to Kate for the amount of kindness she has demonstrated towards him. It's nice to be recognized and appreciated, and he's grateful for how much caring Kate has shown. Catherine Counts. Dr. Kamath nominated Kat because of her willingness to help her peers. Kat has volunteered to help her classmates on multiple occasions in class. Dr. Kamath also loves that she has a voice in our ongoing equity conversations in the SHS Equity Club. Thanks, Kat. Lena Fillo. Ms. Peterson is nominating Lena for her spirit of caring, as she has been reaching out to help a new student transition into the routines of our sociology class. Thank you for looking out for others, Lena. Cecilia Fontana. Ms. Ziebart appreciates how Cecilia provides mature leadership and sets examples of choir behavior in the concert chorale class. Thank you, Cecilia. Kat Grueneis. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Kat for being kind and caring to those around her. She goes out of her way to look out for others and to help them when they need someone to count on. Molly Kurtenbach. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Molly because she's kind to everyone around her and looks out for others in class. Molly's honesty and compassion are evident and make Skyline a better place in which to learn. Jenna Miles. Ms. Gale nominates Jenna for being a role model for all students in her role as an LRC2 peer tutor. Jenna shows genuine respect for all students and takes the time to get to know them and their interests. She's caring and thoughtful and adds to the class community. Isabella Moraes. Dr. Sharma appreciates how Isabella is very helpful to her peers. She's fluent in Spanish and helps others in class understand the content. Natalia Ortiz-Villacorta. Natalia stands at the entrance of Mrs. Zebart's fourth period concert chorale class, greeting each person with a friendly comment and hands out paper towels. She truly connects with each person in the choir. Ryan Penns. Ms. Toy appreciates Ryan's outgoing nature. He helps other students engage in conversations during class and went out of his way to invite a new student to the football game. Aishwarya Rajaram. Ms. Von Bargen nominates Aishwarya for being helping and caring to those sitting around her in IB biology. Aishwarya is patient and kind when helping her classmates clarify directions or understand content. Dylan Riley. Mr. Ruther nominates Dylan because of his ability to connect with his peers and teachers. He really cares about helping his classmates understand the concepts and content. He is mature and kind, and the way he treats and interacts with his classmates and teachers is truly something to admire. Silvana Salazar Alfonso. Dr. Sharma nominates Silvana in the caring category because Silvana is fluent in Spanish and English, and she helps her classmates understand the content in chemistry class. J.T. Weir. Ms. Gale is nominating J.T. for showing exceptional caring and consideration for the LRC2 students. J.T. may be new to Skyline, but he has shown his leadership abilities and strengths as a peer tutor. He always comes to class with a positive attitude and a smile and is a role model for all of us. Kaylie White. Ms. Gale nominates Kaylie for showing extreme caring and compassion in her role as an LRC2 peer tutor. Kaylie helps keep the class organized and running smoothly, but most importantly, she shows genuine kindness and respect for all students. Next up, we have a group. Jackson Brooks, Dylan Reeves, and Zach Roberts. Mr. Highland and Ms. Wentz would like to recognize Dylan, Zach, and Jackson for their incredible positive leadership in fifth period PE class. Not only were they fantastic coaches in the sports we played and helped set up to clean up equipment diligently, but they also exemplified the idea of being genuinely caring individuals. They can be overheard throughout the class, encouraging their struggling peers, and they exhibit inclusive behavior. They take notice of every type of person in class and make them feel part of the team. Every student benefits from having Dylan, Zach, and Jackson as part of their PE class, and Mr. Highland and Ms. Wentz feel so lucky to have these three PE veterans. Thanks.
Hey, it's Mr. Gus, and I'm here to introduce our inquirers. Students who are inquirers nurture their curiosity, developing skills for inquiry and research. They know how to learn independently and with others. They learn with enthusiasm and sustain a love of learning throughout life. All right, up first is our first inquirer, that is Caden Berda. Mrs. Scordino is nominating Caden for his constant sense of inquiry. Caden thinks deeply and critically about how math works. He is constantly exploring why things occur and the way they do and questioning what would happen if any of the components were changed. Up next, we have Jack Balfour. Dr. Kamath sees that Jack takes keen interest in science beyond the classroom. He reads science articles and asks questions about the state of the art scientific research. Dr. Kamath truly appreciates Jack's curiosity and hopes that he fuels his fire with the content he is learning in high school classes to make a difference in the field of science. Congrats, Jack. Up next, Ben Baumgartner. Ms. Zimmerman nominates Ben because he's not afraid to ask all the tough questions. The questions he asks ensures that the entire class thoroughly learns each new concept. Congrats, Alexander Cooper. Ms. Peterson is nominating Alex because of his curiosity and the spirit of inquiry he regularly demonstrates in his humanities class. Alex asks questions that connect his outside knowledge and experiences to the course content. bringing in a fresh perspective that is valuable to the entire class. Okay, up next we have Julio Garcia. Congrats, Julio. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Julio because he is determined, dedicated, and hardworking. Mrs. Bennett says Julio is an awesome communicator, asks great questions, and doesn't give up even when things get tough. Our next inquirer is Pedro Gutierrez. Mr. Sherman recognizes Pedro for his passion for learning in his accounting course. Pedro's depth of thought and willingness to extend himself as a freshman in a class of all grades has added to the classroom community, both academically and interpersonally. Mr. Sherman says, "Thank you for making our class fun, Pedro." After Pedro, we have Ashwin Cannon. Mr. Sherman is nominating Ashwin for his continuous inquiry in our accounting course. His attitude towards learning has been infectious to other students, enhancing their learning. Thank you, Ashwin. After Ashwin, we have Rachael Kim. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Rachael for her joy of learning, hard work, and great questions. Rachael brightens the classroom with her energy and works hard every day. Thanks, Rachael. Our next inquirer is Nolan Lee. Mr. Angelides appreciates how Nolan is always curious about the why behind all things discussed in class. He constantly inquires and seeks to make connections with previous and upcoming topics. His remarks and questions have led the class to many productive conversations. Thanks, Nolan. Up next, we have Luca Mazuel. Mrs. Bennett recognizes Luca for being thoughtful, responsible, and diligent. Luca works well with others and is someone the class can always count on. Congrats, Luca. Next, we have Nathaniel Newman. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Nathaniel because he works hard, helps others, and asks great questions. Nathaniel is a model student, especially in a group setting. Thanks, Nathaniel. After Nathaniel, we have Emma Porter. Ms. Von Bargen nominates Emma for her inquisitive nature around the natural world. Emma asks questions about the phenomena she's observed in nature and how they relate to the material being learned in the IB biology class. Our next inquirer is Tyler Steinbach. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Tyler because he works attentively in class and asks great questions. He demonstrates how to come to class prepared and use class time to the fullest. Thanks, Tyler. After Tyler, we have Jack Stickney. Mrs. Bennett appreciates Jack's curiosity and how he makes learning fun. Jack is a fantastic team member and loves to learn about astronomy beyond the classroom. Up next, we have Chloe Webb. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Chloe because she is always ready to learn, curious in class, and works hard. Chloe is a great group member and helps others. And our final inquirer is Camille Winch. Mrs. Toy nominates Camille because of the helpful questions that she asks in class. Her questions incite better explanations, which benefits her fellow students. And thank you, Camille. I appreciate you and every one of our inquirers. Really proud of you all. Thank you for the questions that you bring to classes every day, as that helps spur learning on. Up next, I'm presenting on students that have been nominated as courageous. Courageous. Students who are courageous approach uncertainty with forethought and determination. They work independently and cooperatively to explore new ideas and innovative strategies. They are resourceful and resilient in the face of challenges and change. Our first student is Maya Bach. Dr. Kamath nominates Maya for her leadership in the club she advises. Maya has worked and encouraged peers in her club to create displays at school and increase awareness and advocacy on delicate human rights issues. Our next student, Harley Cabanag. Mr. Sherman is nominating Harley for his willingness to share personal views amongst his peers with grace and respect while acknowledging others' perspectives are valid. Thank you, Harley. Next up, Melanie Chen. Mr. Hendricks is nominating Melanie for her courageous leadership in the yearbook class. Melanie has a strong drive and a passion for team management. With her strong organizational, communicational, and motivational skills, she has led our class to success. Melanie is distinguished in her efforts to achieve a successful product with her staff. Theo Cumner. Mrs. Bennett is nominating Theo for always moving forward and trying every day. Even when the going gets tough, Theo is courageous and kind to others. Mrs. Bennett is so proud of you. Natalia Ortiz-Villacorta. Dr. Kamath appreciates Natalia's classroom participation, volunteering responses to the content questions, even when there is absolute silence sometimes. Keep it up, Natalia. Fatima Palacios. Mr. Pitt says that Fatima has courageously led our school band back into the realm of live, student-led performance after our extended, no live performance hiatus. She has organized her fellow students to choose our new music and to help our new group members feel like they are part of a team. When she started as a student director, she thought she had 2 years as an understudy to figure out how to do the job. But the 2 years turned into about a quarter of a year. And then she was the leader. In addition, normally student directors are sent to Summer Leadership and Musical Direction Academy. The academy was canceled as well during both of the summers she had planned on attending. Fatima has had to step up to do a difficult and important job and has done so bravely, despite not being able to partake in all of the learning and training she would normally have received. Fatima exemplifies courageous. Elena Regis. Ms. Peterson is nominating Elena for her courageous determination to meet the uncertainty of the new school year with determination and resilience. Elena's perseverance is a model for others. Sofia Stogioglou. Dr. Kamath nominates Sofia for her leadership in a club she advises. Sofia has worked hard to encourage peers in her club to create displays at school to increase awareness and advocacy on delicate human rights issues. Thank you to Camrika Airy-Turner, Alana Barron, Lindsay Eberhardt, Lisa Froman, Andrew Gus, Keith Hennig, and Mario Neal for their help to make our Student of the Quarter video celebration a success.